President Herbert Hoover was in office when the Great Depression hit, and while he did more than any other president had done in previous crashes, he didn't do a whole lot to help ease the human suffering of the Great Depression. Traditionally, the United States has had a waited out mentality with the economy. The ups and downs of a capitalist system were nothing new to Americans. They believed that the market would always find a new equilibrium. Remember, it's kind of like a roller coaster. For every peak, there's a valley, and for every valley, there's a peak. The United States had gone through recessions and depressions in the past. In fact, throughout the Gilded Age, there was a major recession or depression about once every 7 or 8 years. The issue was that people didn't realize how intense the depression was going to be based on sort of the false prosperity that was built up during the 1920s. When the Depression did hit, people assumed that it would be over relatively quickly. In fact, Herbert Hoover kept talking about how prosperity would be right around the corner and that we should just pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, and promoted this idea of rugged individualism. He did go and ask companies for voluntary efforts to keep hours and wages the same. But in the face of low consumer spending and demand, the companies just couldn't do this. They would make promises to Hoover, and then months later they would have to lay off workers or cut hours in order to save money. In the face of this rugged individualism, Hoover, who logical sense to his actions, really had a lot of issues with how things looked, right? The appearance of things. In fact, in one case, because he wanted to help people out but didn't want to just give money directly to the individuals, he would often try to help their businesses. And in one sort of spectacular case, he apparently gave money to pig farmers so that they could feed their pigs, but refused to give money directly to the farmers. Now, makes logical sense. Feed the pigs, then you can sell the pig and feed your family. But the appearance of that was that he cared more about the pigs than the farmers' kids.